Hello everybody, welcome to Granbury, Texas and Barking Rocks Winery, just one of the 8 wineries here on the Wild Road Trip. Owned and operated by Tiberian Sissy. And here we are inside the winery with Tiberian. He's going to tell us a little bit about the wines they sell, a little bit about the place. Tiberian, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, in 1968, Helen Knox built this cattle operation, and in 2002, we decided to convert it into a winery. So we tore the roof off and secured the walls, and in 3 or 4 months' time, we're starting to make some wine here. So in that time, we've picked grapes, have sourced grapes from all over Texas, and have served a bunch of people a lot of wine, and it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, when we came up with our mission statement, we said that what we came up with was making wine, friends, and events happen. So what we've tried to create here is a place that can facilitate that. So we have art shows pretty often. We currently have about 6 different artists showing in the place. We do some music events. We actually have a little music series that we do. And in addition to that, the first Friday night of every month, we have a gathering here, and people bring cheese and crackers. It actually started out years ago, just some of our friends came by, brought some cheese and crackers, and we drank a bottle of wine. And the more people found out about it, the more it just kind of happened, and now it's sort of a phenomenon we can't kind of control.
Would you mind showing us your barrel room?
Be glad to. So behind this sliding door is my barrel room. And what you'll see in here is wine that I've been aging in oak from Missouri, from the vintages of 2006, 2007, and 2008, 2009, and possibly future 2010. Let's have a look. In the barrel room, we have barrels made from McGinnis Wood Products in Cuba, Missouri, and we've been working with them for about 8 years now, tweaking the toasting profile on the barrels that we get from them. This is an old wine press that I was used to seeing when I was a kid in upstate New York. My mom and dad were born in Italy, and they came over as children. And that's kind of where the whole wine thing started for us. So when I got the chance to leave corporate America and begin a second career, making wine was something that we thought we might want to do. So we actually used this wine press when winemaking was a hobby for us. And the first year that we made commercial wine in 2002, we actually used this, which was really a pretty ridiculous idea, but it made some pretty good wine at the time, but we moved beyond it. But we love having it around.
Well, I saw this magazine in there, and this fellow looks awful familiar. Tell me a little bit about how you got on the cover of this.
Well, I don't know. You know, it seems like when I moved from a corporate America job to winemaking that all of a sudden we find ourselves on the front of magazines. But in this case, I think that is one good-looking dog.
I think it's the dog that got you there.
Yeah. The name Barking Rocks came from the brand that Helen Knox established when she had a cattle operation here. And her initials were HK. And so her brand was made from the likeness of that abbreviation. When we looked at the brand on the rock wall, it was 5 rocks in that arrangement. And for the longest time, we were hung up on the alphabetical interpretation of Helen Knox. But we never came up with a combination that worked for us. So one day, years later, we were out drinking some wine and looking at the brand, and someone said that it's hieroglyphically, it sort of looked like an animal. And the legs of the H were the legs of the animal, and the K was like the mouth of the animal, almost like the rocks were barking. It might not have seemed like a big deal right now, but we thought we had broke the Da Vinci Code. This is the vineyard at Rocks Winery, and we grow black Spanish here. We have tried other varieties and they didn't do very well, so now we source most of our fruit from other places in the state that grow them better than we do. But at the moment, this black Spanish is having its best year ever. These are the little flowers that haven't blossomed yet, and so 2010 ought to be one of the best years ever. These are some of the wines and some of the awards that we've won from the beginning of winemaking, when we were making it as a hobby and sort of labeled wines even though we were just drinking them. And then we progressed to making them commercially, where we were required to label wines. And then some of the awards that we've won from various competitions. And most notably, I guess, last year we swept the Heiko State Cook-Off, winning wine awards for our red wines there.
If you had to pick one thing that separates you from other wineries, what would you say it is?
Well, the one thing would be wine, but I think we've created a charming place because we started with a charming place and we just eliminated the manure. And because of that, I think it's comfortable here. And over again, people have showed up and bought a bottle of wine and hung around and had a nice time.
You definitely have a great view here. I mean, you got the windmills out, and you got lots of big open space here.
We enjoy it, and we hope other people do as well.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Y'all be sure and check out the other wineries on your way out wine trip. Thank you.